So I just got done writing the concept and ideas for a video that I wanted to record tonight. But real quick, I just wanted to sit down and talk about like the importance of relationships. And this kind of ties into a video that you'll see here coming soon about how I shot the largest festival in our city. It was a 9-day event, and like how I was the official media partner for that event. So this kind of will all tie into that, but I just wanted to sit down and just talk about like the importance of relationships as a videographer. Like, you know, sometimes we just want to be creative. We just want to focus on the camera stuff. But at the end of the day, dude, like you have to have genuine relationships and connections with your clients. I genuinely think that like a majority of the work I've gotten is just because of my personality. I'm fun, I'm outgoing on set, like, and I really care about each and every client as a friend. And I see a bunch of videographers, like, they're just there to get paid. Like, they're kind of rude dickheads, like, and it sucks to see because then I'll talk to people and just be like, oh well, yeah, he was so rude or he was just at the third. Like, trust me, I get it. I've talked about it before. Like, yeah, I understand being on set can be really stressful. Timelines don't always work, but you can't let that like knock your spirit and then you be an asshole to the clients. And that's kind of one thing I really wanted to sit down and talk about, like just really briefly on, was like, dude, you have to treat each and every client like a friend when it comes to being on set. Because at the end of the day, word of mouth referrals are so much better than running an ad and trying to get like a cold lead, or even just a warm lead, depending on how your ad's set up. So I would definitely suggest, like, dude, when you're on set, be personable, be outgoing, have fun, and like obviously you want to dance that fine line of like professional, but also just like almost unprofessional. That's kind of where I live. It's a gray area. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I shouldn't have went that way, but you know, it's one of those things where like I don't know. I've worked with a lot of videographers, and even myself, I'm like, dude, come on, like you don't have to be that proper. You don't have to like. There's so many different things where I guess one example is like people just being rude about, like, obviously staying on schedule is a big thing, but also like whether it's how people are saying things. Like, I mean, in our line of work, I mean, if you're a commercial videographer and you're dealing with somebody reading a script and they've never sat in front of a camera before, it might take an hour to get a 30-minute or a 30-second clip. Like, trust me, I've sat through those and I'm just like, okay, here, like, kind of where I found my expertise at in this was coaching people through, like, okay, so this is what you want to say. This is how we can say it. This is where you're like stumbling, and like it's one of those things where, like, I love sitting there and helping coach people. Like, I don't mind the mess ups. Like, people get all in their head and they get nervous, and I'm like, dude, it's okay. Like, trust me, I understand. I've been that guy where I've sat in front of a camera and fumbled my words for 30 minutes to get that 30-second clip. So like, I genuinely understand. And I see a lot of videographers where they start getting flustered and they're like, another take, another take. And it's like, bro, shut up. Like, you're there to do a job, do the job, coach them through, have fun. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where if people enjoy you as a videographer, they're more likely to refer you to their friends and family, like, or other like business friends that they have. Like, it depends on like what lane you're in. But a reference will be made. I mean, prime example, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in this other video, but like with Riverfest, I mean, dude, I was out there busting balls for 14 to 16 hours a day, wearing like a heavy easy rig setup or running around handheld or with a gimbal, etc. Like, I'm in the trenches with these people. Like I said, 16 hours in the sun, but I still was happy a good majority of the time. Obviously, end of the days, I'm just like, oh, I'm dead. But it's still, if I'm interacting with someone, I'm like, man, like, it was a good day. We're done. Well, we're moving on to the next one. So, always just keeping your spirits up on set, I guess, is kind of like a big key to take away from this. Don't let the minute things kind of shoot you down. Um, yeah, it's just, again, just to keep hitting this point of like, you know, if you are trying to build a business, your referrals, man, like you got to show up, you got to be on time. Shit, be early. Like I've always, even before I started doing video work full time, you've always learned like job interviews, etc. You always want to be 15 minutes early. But for me, for video stuff, it's like, hey, I want to be, an hour, 2 hours early. Like it kind of really depends on what I'm doing, but yeah, it's major out here. Like you really want to make sure that you're on time, you're fun, you're having a good time, because the amount of people that I've watched lose gigs, and I've had people come to me and be like, man, I loved working with so and so, their product was great, but they were just a dick. Like it's happening more and more. I think as the creatives are moving into the business world, they're not really understanding. And that's kind of where I don't know, I felt the need to come sit out here and talk about that real quick because it is a problem. There's been a handful of videographers that I've just checked real quick, like, hey, bro, like, take a breath. Like, go just figure yourself out because there's no reason to be rude like that. So, yeah, I guess that's it for this one. But yeah, catch y'all.